Good afternoon. How we doing?
Geno, what can you already tell the bye week did for the team?
Yeah, I think it just gave us a chance to really recollect ourselves. Get our bodies right, get our minds right. Obviously a bunch of guys got a chance to spend some time with their families. Just a chance for everything to reset and really get ready for this 8-game stretch, this big push that we got coming up.
You had your most big throws against the Rams, but you also had your most interceptions. Can you talk about how you prioritize making plays versus protecting the ball as a quarterback?
Yeah, interceptions are interceptions. You never want to throw them, and they're all a little different. There's not an excuse for them. It is what it is. You got to make sure that it don't happen. When you're talking about being aggressive, I think it just comes down to trusting yourself. Trusting your instincts, trusting your reads, your footwork, trusting in the play calls, the guys around you. There's a big emphasis put on the interceptions. But the main thing is that the best quarterbacks find ways to win. Best teams find ways to win. We watched Russell, in the NFC Championship game, found a way to win. We watched Jared Goff last week, 5 interceptions. They found a way to win. And that's just the reality of this game. It's a team game. We understand as quarterbacks we're going to be heavily scrutinized, and we welcome that. But when you really break it down, man, you got to look at the process, and I believe in my process.
On that next play mentality, does that evolve over time, after with a turnover, as you play longer in the league? How does that evolve in your mind?
Yeah, it's just what you got to do, whether you're a rookie, a second-year player, or 12-year vet like myself. You play quarterback long enough, those things are going to happen. But the main thing is, like I said, you got to find ways to win. And the only play that matters is the next play, is the moment that you're in. That's the only moment that matters. If you focus too much on the past or the future, it won't help you either way. So, for me as a quarterback, as a leader, everyone's watching. And, like I said, you hate for bad things to happen. I hate to sit up here and even talk about it, but that's a part of the game. Adversity is a part of the game, and it really shapes you as a man and as a player. And so when you can move on and get to the next play, it's a lot like life. Just get to the next day and keep pushing.
How did you spend the bye week?
With my family, with my son, and watching a lot of tape, getting my body right.
What did you see when you watched the tape?
Yeah, just self-evaluation, evaluating our offense. Seen a lot of really great things. I've seen us being explosive. Really, 2-minute, I think we're one of the best teams in the game when we're up in our tempo. But also seeing some things that we shot ourselves in the foot, a lot of things that we can correct. And so, really just diving into that and seeing, how can we get better and how can I get better. Also watched a lot of football around the league. Watched a lot of different teams, watched a lot of different quarterbacks that I like watching, and, just try to, steal some things from their game.
When you watch teams around the league, not just this week, just in general, what do you see maybe about your guys' chances at being where you want to be by the end of the year?
Yeah, I think we can beat anybody. I think we got the guys in this locker room, we got the coaches, we got the right mindset, we got the right work ethic. I think we have to be a little bit smarter and definitely be smarter in the situational area. And then also I think we got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot, stop putting ourselves in backed up situations early on. It's going to be tough in this league playing in third and longs. The percentage rate is not high. So the more we can put ourselves in those manageable situations, the better we are. And we've been great, in the medium, third and medium game. So, just thinking about first and second down, those are the big things, is being better on first and second down, which will help us out on third down.
Percentage-wise, you've been in shotgun an awful lot in the first part of the year as well. What are kind of the differences, I guess, you see when you're in shotgun and under center, and would it help you more to be under center more, do you think?
Yeah, it's always shotgun under center. It's football. A lot of teams have executed very well from shotgun, and a lot of teams have executed very well from under center. You can look at it both ways. I think you have to be balanced in all aspects. Obviously, in shotgun, it's higher tendency for pass, but you can run well out of those sets as well. So, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that. I think that's just how our offense is run. But I think we do a great job at having, the gun runs and all that stuff to, really counter that.
Do you think play fakes are any less effective at a shotgun than they are when you're under center and your back is to the defense?
That'd be a question for a defender, but shoot, man, I think it's effective if you do it at the right time. You got to affect the right guys. You got to know what you're trying to get accomplished and who you're trying to influence. That's really what it's all about. You get the right coverage, and that guy has a run fit, and you show him run, and he steps in there, then it works. If he doesn't step in there, if the fake's not good enough, if the linemen don't sell it with their hat placement, it wouldn't work. So I think it's all circumstantial.
How important is it to you personally, Geno, to beat the 49ers?
Yeah, it's very personal, man. I think when you think about division, opponents, these games matter the most, especially with, the 49ers. They've been at the top of our division, one of the best teams in the league for a while. And if we want to be that type of team that we say we are, we got to go through teams like this. And, I have no doubt in my mind the type of guys that we have, the type of preparation we're going to put in, and really the way that we're going to step on that field. I know that I'm going to step on it with that chip on my shoulder, that edge that I always have, and I know my guys are as well.
How much for that on your resume that you haven't beaten them yet? How much is that something you need to fix?
I mean, there's teams that haven't beaten us yet. Yeah. So,
You
yeah.
threw for the most yards against the 49ers of any quarterback this year, more than Mahomes, more than Stafford. Talk about what worked for you guys in that first game.
Man, we lost. That's all that matters. Yards and stats and all the things that people love to talk about don't really matter to me. I just want to win.
Generally, how do you view accountability, and why does it matter so much to you?
Yeah, to me, accountability is all about integrity, and that's not just when people are watching. That's when no one's watching. How accountable are you truly to yourself? As a man, I take that very personal. That's something I teach my son. Know right from wrong, and when you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, you're right. And being accountable to my teammates, being accountable to the organization, that's something I stand on. That's something I believe in. But we all have to do the same things.
Along those lines, why did you feel like you needed to say what you said post-game against the Rams?
Yeah, it's just how I felt. It's truly how I feel. It's how I feel about the game. Like I told you guys, I thrive when the ball's in my hand, and when I don't do the things that I'm accustomed to doing, when we have those mistakes and they turn the game, I'm gonna be the first to stand up and put it on my shoulders, and I'll do that every time. But again, I'm not living in the past, man. That stuff happened, and we got to learn from it. But ultimately, man, I'm always gonna be accountable.
You've always trusted Jaxon, but in that last game, what area did you learn you could trust him even more or lean on him even more in?
Man, I've always had that trust in Jaxon. Even before I met him, I was texting Pete, we got to draft this guy. And, I knew the type of player he was from just watching film, talking to the people at Ohio State, just how much he loves the game, how much, he thrives in those big moments. You think about the fourth down catch he made, you think about the touchdown he made to, tie the game up, and just all the plays that he made throughout that game. A couple of them got called back. He would have had almost, 200-some yards without those called back. So I think he's a gamer. He's a special talent. He's a guy who works hard, and I think, it's still, the best is still ahead for him, so he's just got to keep pushing.
Your time to throw was really fast to start the year, and it's kind of progressively gotten a little bit longer, and some big plays come with that as well. Can you talk about why you think that might be happening?
Yeah, I mean, we're in some third and longs. I mean, that's the main thing. When you're in third and long and you're trying to get to the sticks, you're going to hold the ball a little bit longer to try and convert those. Yeah, we have had some big plays, and we have been, calling some shots, and obviously you're going to, take a deeper drop and hold the ball a little longer there. But for the most part, I think it's just, what it is. I mean, I can't really say there's a reason for it. That's just kind of how the games have gone, and, we're doing whatever we can to win games, and so that's probably why.
What kind of spark can getting DK back after a couple weeks without him? What can that do for the offense?
Tremendous for the offense, man. Just having DK back and, what he brings, the leadership standpoint, just his physicality in the run game, and then obviously one of the best receivers in the game. When he's out there, he makes the defense, think about where he's at all times, and it allows other guys to, get open and, kind of have those one-on-ones and have those favorable matchups. And so anytime DK's out there, man, he's a threat. He's always a big play home run threat, and he's a guy that we count on. And, if he's out there, man, we know he's going to give it his all, and he's going to do great.
Similarly, how about Abe, if Abe's able to get back this week for you guys?
Yeah, just happy for Abe just to be back in practice, man. Just, seeing the way that he's battled back and he's fought through the rehab and gotten himself, in a position to be able to play. He's my locker mate. I talk to him almost every day, and, I know how bad he wants to be out there. And, he's getting himself right. He's, in practice, and he's looking good. And so, we'll see how it goes. But, man, just having him back is going to be big for our offense.
What does this say to you guys? I guess, they've made some pretty big moves on the defensive side with the trade with Ernest and the move with Terrell and stuff like that. Just kind of the message that sends to the locker room, I guess, when you make those kind of moves.
Honestly, we don't partake in that. We don't, we love the guys that are in our locker room. We appreciate all those guys from Bake to, Terrell Dotson to, even having Ernest here. I think he's done a tremendous job at stepping in and really helping our defense. So whoever's in the locker room, man, we don't get to make those decisions. We love those guys, and we appreciate them for all their hard work.
What do you value or appreciate most about being a quarterback of this franchise?
I just value the opportunity. That's the biggest thing, the opportunity to go out there and to win with my teammates, to go to practice every day, to engage with these guys in the locker room, to be a part of this team, to wear that, that Seahawks decal. Just every single part of it, man, it means a lot.
How much have you thought about where you want to end your career and whether you want to stay here forever?
I'm thinking about winning on Sunday. All the rest of that stuff will figure itself out.
With all the changes on defense, have you noticed in practice anything about the defense that's been different over the last few weeks that you've been practicing?
I just think those guys are, everyone around here is working extremely hard to get this thing turned in the right direction. We're right in the thick of the playoff hunt. We got 8 games to go and, determine what our season's going to be. And I see those guys working hard. I see the communication as the more they get, reps in the scheme and the more they, are able to, go to meetings and go to practice and walkthroughs, they're just getting faster and faster with the communication. And you can see those guys, they're starting to click for them. And I think it's only going to get better. And just the way that Spoon goes out there and he communicates with the guys. And, if there's a motion or a shift, he's right on it. So all those guys, I think, are doing a great job and are only going to get better.
How have you seen Jaylen Sandle progress from, kind of overlooked guy who came in? I think he got here later than, well after the draft and then, make the team as an undrafted rookie.
Yeah, I mean, since day one, Jaylen's been a guy who doesn't say much, but is all about work. And I think that speaks a lot. That speaks volumes to his character and the type of player he is. He's not a big talker, but you can feel him out there on the field. And I think Jaylen, when he gets his opportunity, he's going to do great things. I think he's a young player, but he's got a professional mindset. He works, he does things the right way, he prepares the right way, and I think that all will pay off for him.
I think you said something earlier you like the process so far. Without going through all the interceptions, do you feel like generally the process has been good on most of those?
100%. Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.